Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Buck, and this is a closed session. I wanted to try and record it without anyone in here in case we're having issues with Blackboard this afternoon. Then I can at least send out this link. So, on this first slide, it says to please find something to write with and something to write on. If you want to pause the video right now, find something to write on and something to write with. So if this was our actual session at 2:30, we would go over our online community agreements, because of course we're all sharing at the same time and in a classroom together. All third graders together in one class. So we have lots of rules. You are Coach Stars, so let me refer you back to the Coach mission. Of course, today we are going to be using our grit, because we are strong individuals, and we are going to be using our risk-taking because we are bold thinkers. If you've been following along in the packets mailed to your house, you have lots of these which one does not belong. So I want to give you a minute to think about those 4 numbers. Which one does not belong? I wonder if anyone said 16 does not belong because it's even. Or if anyone said 73 does not belong because I can do 11 times 11 is 121, 4 times 4 is 16, 3 times 3 is 9, but I cannot do that with 73. All right, I'm sure whatever answer you came up with was a great one. I'm sorry we didn't get to share that on a recorded session. Let's move on to our presentation today, which is about shoes. Many of you love your shoes. So I thought this would be a fun algebra experience for us today. See all those digits? 0 through 9, just like open middle. You can only use each digit one time. And you have to figure out which digit goes with each shoe to make the equation true. Whew. That is a lot of shoes and a lot of equations. I'm going to break it down for you, but I want you to do one thing. So remember these 10 digits? I want you to get out that piece of paper, whatever you're writing with, write 0 through 9. And then as we use each digit, we will cross it off on our list. All right, I was just writing 0 through 9 myself. We're going to start with first equation. What do we know about this Western boot? So when you have a number and you take a number away from it, how do I end up with that same number? What must the Western boot be? Well, that Western boot, that must be 0. Any number, take away 0, is that number. If I had 100 minus 0, that would equal 100. We don't know what the blue shoe is yet, though, right? Because it could be 1 through 9. 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. I don't know. I haven't narrowed it down. So the only thing I know is 0 is the Western boot. So on your paper, you can cross off 0. And I wrote WB on my paper next to 0 because that's the Western boot. All right, let's see if we can figure out the next one. Oh, this might help us with this blue sneaker. What do we see there? There I see, ooh, the equal sign is on the other side. Remember, a balanced equation does not always have to have the equal sign on the right-hand side. Equal can also be on the left, like it is here. So I have a gray boot is the same as a gray boot times a blue shoe. How do I get it to be balanced to have a gray boot on the other side? What must that blue shoe represent? It's got to represent 1. Any number times 1 is itself. 1,000,000 times 1, 1,000,000. Again, we don't know what the gray boot is, because 5 times 1 is 5. 9 times 1 is 5. But I do know that blue shoe is 1. So I can cross off 1 on my paper. I've used 0 and 1 so far. So we have crossed off the ones that we already know the answers to. The blue shoe is 1, and the Western boot is 0. So those should both be crossed off. Will the Western boot fit this equation? So if I plug in 0, that black shoe could be any number, right? 5 times 0, does that represent 0? 9 times 0, does that represent 0? Any number times 0 will always equal 0. So yes, the Western boot is 0. We were correct with that. All right, let's look at this one. So this pink shoe, there's going to be 3 of them, and it will equal whatever that brown slipper is. So if I picked 5 for the pink shoe, 5 plus 5 plus 5 would equal 15. That won't work because the brown slipper cannot be 15. I can only get as big as 9. What number can I add 3 times to get 9? What is 3 plus 3 plus 3? Yeah, 3 groups of 3 is 9. Uh-oh. So the pink shoe could be 3. But you see that sentence at the top? It says it can be 2 different numbers. What other number could the pink shoe be? Yes, it could also be 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 and 2 more is 4, and 2 more is 6. So the pink shoe is either 2 or 3, and the brown slipper is either 6 or 9. We don't know that yet, though. We have another equation with the pink shoe. Maybe this will help. It has the brown slipper and the pink shoe. So if the brown slipper is 9 and the pink shoe is 3, what is 9 minus 3? 9 take away 3 is 6. So the gray boot could be 6. What if the brown slipper is 6? 6 minus, then the pink shoe would be 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Still doesn't really help me, does it? So I know that the gray boot is either a 4 or the gray boot is a 6. I think I'm going to have to come back to this problem. Didn't give me any answers. Let's look here. Look very carefully at the signs. So the first equation says something times something equals a brown sandal. But the next equation starts with the brown sandal equals something plus something. You see how they flipped that equal sign to the other side of the equation? So what number can I multiply to get the same number that I would add if I used that same number? Let's look at what we have. We've only used the 0 and the 1. Those are the only ones we knew for. So if I pick 6, 6 times 6 is 36. That wouldn't work. Let's go smaller. What is 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is 4. Now the next equation, is 4 same as 2 plus 2? Yes, it is. Oh, wait, this helps with the pink shoe. So if I know that this work boot is a 2, so I can cross off the 2 because that is a work boot. And I know then that the brown sandal is a 4. I can cross off the 4 because that's my brown sandal. Well, now I can go back to the pink shoe, and I know that the pink shoe can't be 2 anymore because the work boot was 2. That means the pink shoe must be 3. Do you remember what 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals? If the pink shoe is 3, we can cross off 3. What am I going to cross off with the brown slipper? 3 and 3 is 6, and 3 more is 9. So the brown shoe is 9. Ooh, that really helped. You should only have 4 numbers left. 5, 6, 7, and 8. That brown sandal, we saw that brown sandal before. Where did we see that brown sandal? Here. Remember when we did this slide? That brown sandal is 4, correct. So if we know that the brown sandal is 4, what is this blue high top? When I subtract 4, I have to equal 4. So what number minus 4 equals 4? Look at what you have left. Yep, 8 minus 4 equals 4. So the blue high top is a 4. Okay, we have 3 more numbers left. I think we only have 2 new shoes there. That brown work boot we had already figured out. Remember when we did the brown work boot, the brown work boot here? We knew it was a 2. So when I'm here, a number minus 2 equals a different number. You have 5, 6, and 7 left. What numbers can I plug in? So I have a number minus 2 equals another number. Right, that black sandal must be 7. Then minus 2 will equal 5. The red shoe is a 5. So what is the 6? Did we figure out what the 6 was? Remember this slide here? We know that the brown slipper is now a 9. And we know the pink shoe is now a 3. 9 minus 3 equals 6. The gray boot is a 6. Awesome job. All right, so before you go today, I have a challenge for you to work on. I will see you again in 2 weeks for our math enrichment. So your challenge is going to be a magic square. Some of you did magic squares with me in 2nd grade, or your teachers might have introduced magic squares. They're a great challenge to work on at any grade level. So here's what you need to do. You need to make kind of like a tic-tac-toe. If you make a tic-tac-toe and then you kind of fill it in, you'll have this 3-3 grid. So go ahead and make a tic-tac-toe and then fill it in so that you have a box that looks like the box on the screen. Okay, everybody have that? Now, here's your challenge. You're going to use the digits 1 through 9. Notice not 0. This time we're leaving 0 out. Poor guy, left out. 1 through 9. You're going to put them into each little box so that each column, a column is this, right? Up and down. Each column equals 15. A sum. What does the word sum mean? Sum means add. So we want each column, when you add it, you will get the sum of 15. Each diagonal, this is a diagonal, this is another diagonal. Each diagonal will also equal 15. So you're going to add them up because that's what sum means. And each row will equal 15. So when you are done, you will have every row, every column, and every diagonal equaling 15. This is quite the challenge. You keep putting the digits 1 through 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, into the little boxes until you have the sum of 15 in all those ways. I know you can do it. Use your grit, your hard work, your coat stars. Good luck with this challenge, and you'll hear from me again in 2 weeks. Bye, coat stars.